Hey there, everybody. My name is Emily McKenna. I'm on the student ministry team here, and I'm so glad that you are joining in for today's Bible in 1 year reading and devotional time. Today we read from 1 Samuel, chapters 18 through 20, and also Psalm 11. Now, this is really jam-packed with so many awesome things, but one of the things I would like to focus on that I felt like Jesus just pointed out to me as I was reading is Jonathan's loyalty to David. So in chapter 18, in the first 4 verses, we see that Jonathan makes a covenant with David. It says that after David had finished talking with Saul, Jonathan became one in spirit with David, and he loved him as himself. And Jonathan made a covenant with David because he loved him as himself. And then in chapter 19, verse 1, we see that Jonathan has a conflict of interest. So after he's made this covenant with David, we read that Saul told his son Jonathan and all the attendants to kill David. So clearly, Jonathan's father Saul's requests are contradictory to the bond of friendship that Jonathan has with David. And with all of that being said, there's a lot that we can learn about loyalty from this situation and from these passages. I think the first thing we can learn about loyalty is that it really only reveals itself when opposed. So it's easy to appear loyal when there is no threat to the relationship, right? But we have to remember that Saul was looking for any reason to oppose David because Saul was overcome with pride and jealousy, and he felt threatened by David, so he was looking for any reason to oppose him. And if he couldn't find anything, he would just make something up. And Jonathan was filled constantly with bad ideas about David from his father, but his view of David still didn't change. He loved David. The second thing is that loyalty requires action. In verse 7 of chapter 19, we read that Jonathan told David everything that his father had said to him, everything that Saul had said. So Jonathan was not inactive in this friendship. He not only, 1, refused to help Saul, but 2, he actively helped David. I think a great example of this today, even if it feels like a small example compared to, someone trying to kill someone else, is when it comes to gossip. This is the type of thing that we can see where, if you're in a group that is gossiping, you can choose to either 1, simply not participate, or 2, you can actively shut it down. This is one way that you can be active in your loyalty to somebody. This is also really apparent in our faith. In our faith, we might find ourselves surrounded by people who are actively against Christianity, actively opposed, and we have a choice in that situation to either 1, not say anything and just let the situation play out, which can oftentimes feel much more comfortable if we're being honest. Or the second thing we can do is we can actually say something. We can be active in showing our loyalty to Jesus by speaking well of him to others. So the takeaway is, what can you learn from Jonathan's loyalty to David? Maybe you can think of a time in the past that you wish you would have been more loyal to someone, even more loyal to Jesus. So what might that look like for you right now, or the next time an opportunity arises, especially when in the face of opposition from someone else? And most importantly, we need to remember that just as we can only love Jesus because he first loved us, the same is true with loyalty. We can only be loyal to him and to others around us because he was loyal to us first, and he is perfectly loyal to us always. So I pray today that you can be filled with a loyalty that looks like Jesus and just watch him demonstrate that in your life. Hope you all have a great day, and we will see you next time.